Welcome to tonight's 5 on 5. The guests here are Julie Lockhart and Gary McConahay. And you're both here to share about International Survivors of Suicide Day. Thank you so much for joining me. And we'll start with you, Julie, about your involvement in this day and a little about what you'd like people to know.
Okay, I'm the executive director of Winter Spring, and we co-host this event every year with Columbia Care and the Youth Suicide Prevention Coalition. And it's a national and actually international activity that goes on all over the world, put on by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So everyone all over the world is doing this at the same time on the same day as a move for solidarity for folks.
And Gary, what makes it so important this day, and what kind of changes can it help create?
Well, Joe, this is about the 10th time we've offered this, the 10th year in a row. And what we've found is that for many people who've lost loved ones to suicide, it's the first time that they've been around other people who've had that experience. Some people look forward to it as an annual event to remember their loved ones. And it's also a starting point for a lot of people to start addressing that grief and just putting it in the loss into its place in their lives.
So when we're talking about survivors, we're talking about the families here. Are there people who have attempted suicide and survived it, so to speak, who are involved with this at all, or?
Well, there could be some people like that, but primarily it's for people who have lost a loved one, a friend, or a family member. It's a day of healing from the bereavement.
And from that standpoint, I'm sure it takes years and years to even just kind of get over just the little things. And on this day, have you found that the family members have really had a little breakthrough, so to speak, a step forward?
Well, absolutely. And time is a relative thing for people who've had losses. And it's not so much getting over the loss as recognizing that it has happened and not making that loss such a part of their lives that they can't go on with other parts. But it is an opportunity for people to address that, and sometimes people feel safe in an environment where other people are around who've had that same experience.
And that's a lot of what Winter Spring does, is bring people together, right? To start year-round is kind of bringing people a similar situation. So this day might open a door for someone to meet someone in a similar situation.
Definitely. And in fact, we do our support groups, specific support groups for suicide loss, because the challenges that those folks face are so unique. So that they have also people to connect with in group support situations.
All right, we'll have more on the day. We'll get some specifics from you in just a moment, so stick around. More 5 on 5 right after the break. Welcome back to the 5 on 5. The guests are Julie Lockhart and Gary McConahay. Both here we've been sharing about International Survivors of Suicide Day. Julie, go ahead and give us the specifics on it for anyone interested in getting involved.
Yeah, it's this Saturday from 10 until 1, and doors open at 9:30. It's at the Smullen Center at the Rogue Valley Medical Center, 2825 East Barnett Road in Medford. And it is free, although donations are accepted, and we'll get you registered. And it's a great event for that opportunity to meet other people who have experienced similar things and to heal, to help the healing process start.
Do you recommend people get signed up beforehand, or is it just showing up at the door?
We open at 9:30, so it's good for people to get there, because there could be a line. We had about 50 people last year, and we've done a lot of publicity, including this, so this could bring a lot more people. Any
websites or anything where people can get more information about it?
They can get more information on the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's afsp.org, or at our website, winterspring.org.
And Gary, you were mentioning that when something like this come up, some of those things kind of, someone who hears that word might be a trigger. How can they get help at this time?
Well, that's right, Joe. Oftentimes when we talk about suicide, especially in public forums, we know that suicide touches about 3 to 5% of the people in America at any one time. If those feelings start coming up, I really encourage folks to talk about that to somebody and to keep talking about it until they get someone to take some steps to help. And if all else fails, to feel free to call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is 1-800-273-TALK.
Let's give out that number again once again.
1-800-273-TALK.
How about a family member? Can they call that as well if they know someone is struggling with it?
Good, thank you. Family members, friends, coaches, neighbors, anybody who might be concerned about somebody else can call that number.
And have you found, just really quickly on that subject, that when someone does make that call, that often it makes a difference if someone just notices it beforehand?
Oh my gosh, Joe, people don't want to kill themselves. They don't want to keep living the way they've been living. And once they find somebody to hear that and be willing to do something about it, the whole thing changes. The problem doesn't go away, but now you can start talking about hope.
All right, well, thank you so much, both of you, for joining me, and hope it's a successful day out there.
All right, thanks so much.
That's it for the 5 on 5. More news right after the break.